All right, episode 5 of the Real Ones podcast. I'm with your boy, TP.
TP.
Let's go. I'm excited about today's episode.
Oh, today's the best of them all.
Oh, dude. We got JT Serrao. I used to say Serrao, but it's Serrao.
I just don't say it.
You don't say it at all.
I just say JT.
JT. We got
If it's a last name I can't pronounce, I just stay away from it.
We got JT. He is 21 years old, shooting for major clients, traveling the world. And it's crazy just how much he's done at such a young age.
Yeah.
And how he acts so much older than his age and like the kids around his age.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Work ethic is honestly nuts. I remember when I first started working here. Yeah, like to me, like JT was like the guy that you look to for
everything.
For everything.
He's my right hand besides you, obviously. He's my other go-to person that for every single shoot.
I mean, I like JT's younger than me, but I just watched what JT was doing here every day and in time.
Exactly. And I'm happy that JT's like doing his own thing now too.
Yeah.
Like I love to give people like a platform and like help people learn like throughout their entire career, because people that used to work here are like doing huge things. TP's not leaving me. TP will never leave me. We're building this together.
Mikey, call me up.
Yeah, but so I'm excited to have JT. JT's in the building. Let's give JT a round of applause.
Bring him in.
Bring him in. JT Serrao, baby.
Yes, sir. All right. Before we get started, Benny, can we get the waters?
Yes, get the waters, Benny. And make sure we're all in focus, please. You could be,
you're
gonna
good,
be in the
dude.
shot. You're gonna be
Don't
in the shot
matter.
anyway.
You're good. Just come on through,
Come
man.
on in. It's tradition on our show to chug a water
Yeah.
if we don't forget. Oh, it's a good amount of water.
Oh, it's a good.
We're dripping.
I don't
Came
know.
through dripping.
I'm gonna sip this water.
Dude, we gotta chug it.
No
You're brimmed.
All right, I think today's like half a cup.
All right, chug
All right.
a little bit.
Cheers.
All right, cheers, boys. Stay hydrated.
Refreshing. that was a lot.
We need to get side tables. We keep on saying we need side tables.
We had a side table. I just realized we didn't put it in.
JT, what do you think of the set? It's first time being on set.
Way closer than I expected.
It seems wider
You
on.
make it look so much further apart, but it's pretty close.
It's pretty close.
MXM alum,
That's exactly.
but also still
But
still
kinda
there.
sneak my way in there every now and then.
Still here.
So before we get started, so tell us kind of how you got your first camera, like kind of what you got you into just like cameras in general, like photo, because you do photo as well as video more than most of us, I would say. But like, how did you get your first camera? Like, what got you into it?
In middle school, I just skated with a bunch of my homies, and we were skating every single day, so nobody was as creative as me, I guess. And I decided, instead of just phones, because back then, still iPhone.
Back then, he's 21.
Back then.
Still back then. But like iPhone 3.
I didn't even
4
have one.
maybe? I don't even know. I don't even know if I had an iPhone then.
Dude.
But I decided camera was the only thing. I started with a camera, and I somehow just stuck with it. I don't understand how I stuck with it, but it just did.
What camera was it?
T5.
T5. And how did you get that camera? Did your parents pay for it? Did you hustle for it? Like,
I just bought it.
you just bought it.
Just bought it.
How did you save up? How did you save up enough money for that?
How much was it?
It was probably like $800 or $600.
It was just like, I don't even know how much it was. It was 500 maybe, something around
That's a lot
there,
for
but-
like.
My first camera was like $350.
Yeah.
Oh,
I think I just
damn.
went,
Shit.
Well, I bought it at PC Richards.
Ooh.
I
That's
bought
how
mine
you know
at-
I didn't know anything about
I
cameras.
bought mine at Target.
Yeah, exactly. That's how you know your first camera.
That's
But-
crazy.
I don't know.
What was
I
the
wor-
first thing you shot? Like, do you remember getting the camera and then the first thing you went to go shoot?
Skating.
Skate.
Just right to the
First
skate
thing,
park.
I really didn't do anything other than just like skating and like BMX and like right to that.
You still have that video?
Probably. I got to dig it up, but probably.
we
have
can
some
put
of
it in
that.
here.
I still have my first one. I remember. I
What did
called,
you shoot?
I called my friend up. I was like, "Yo, get a basketball. We're going to the park." And I had him cross over in front of the camera. Like, dude, it's a sick video. Yeah,
You got to pull that up.
we will.
And then like, so you stuck with the camera stuff. And then when did you realize you could like make money doing photo and video?
From a mutual friend.
From a mutual, you would call him a friend.
We have to.
Shout out our boy. Oh, sorry. Shout out our boy Alex.
Alex.
We'll get Alex on the podcast.
He's not with us
probably.
right now, but
I
he'll
think
come around one day.
he's doing okay.
Yeah.
He's doing.
He's where he should be.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's living the life he wants to live.
All right, yeah,
All right.
that's good though.
Yeah.
But
that's-
all right,
Yeah.
he was working for a DJ company shooting weddings, and I don't understand what made him want to bring me into it. I guess too much work or something, but I don't know. He just pretty much brought me in. I was like 16, and I just started shooting weddings with him, and then I started just working alone together.
And how old was Alex at the time? So like 18 then?
18, 19? I don't know how old he is.
Yeah. How old is Alex?
24 maybe?
Yeah, I don't know.
But yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Whatever. He's under 20.
He's yeah.
Both under 20.
I think he's
years
like
old.
22.
Yeah, damn.
23.
And then so you just started. So Alex just hit you up. Was like, hey, I know you have a camera. Just come start shooting weddings.
No, I mean, when I had the camera, I was out there shooting. Like,
With Alex.
yeah,
Yeah.
we just because I had that camera, through other mutual friends, we got together through like skating and everything. So then we just ended up shooting together, just like the skating stuff, anything for fun. And yeah, one day he was just like on the phone with the guy that runs the company, and he pretty much just said like, "Do you want a job? Like, here's all this work I have to do." But I don't know. I guess there was like maybe too much work.
How did
Or,
those weddings go?
I mean, they went decent at first.
Would you say filming a wedding now is more stressful than when you were 16, 17?
Yeah.
Or was it back then more
I would
stressful?
say back then was so much easier and carefree, just because
You were
the
16.
new guy,
Yeah.
16, have no clue what I'm doing.
Exactly.
One camera, one lens,
Yeah.
nothing, no audio, don't even worry.
Just
about
having
it.
a good time.
Just having a good
And like
time.
wedding videos now are like pretty extreme. Like
Yeah.
the expectations are always very high.
You're always doing too much too.
Way too much.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's kind of on us, but kind of not.
Yeah.
It is what it is in weddings.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a vicious cycle.
And then so you started shooting weddings. And then when did you? It's funny that you said that Alex was just on the phone with like the business owner. That's exactly kind of how it worked out when we met each other too.
Yeah.
Alex was like, hey, like, dude, like, this is my boy JT. Like, I swear he's good. And dude, for me to like,
That's what he did to the other guy. I swear he's good.
And-
He's just starting.
and it's hard too because like, as much as like, you worked like really hard, I just did not trust Alex's word for working with one of his boys. He's like,
Nah.
I was like,
Understand.
It's
time has shown.
so like Alex worked here first, and he was like editing stuff, and he was like, dude, he's just like, well, one of my boys, dude, I swear, dude, he's good. And I'm like, bro, Alex, I don't know if I want one of your boys. Just fucking. Sorry, no offense, Alex's boys. Shout out Davey. Shout out Davey's the homie, and Pinto. But yeah. And then when do you remember what you first shot like commercially that like was outside of weddings that you got like paid for?
I mean, it would be with you.
Huh. Interesting.
Right out, I mean, I was literally just shooting. I was just shooting photo for like work. Like all I was doing was work photo, and then I started picking up video because I decided to go to college for it. So I started to pick it up then. I figured I should learn now. Started doing video, and then it was like a year after Alex tried getting me to go with you. And well, actually, Alex tried getting me a job with you, and then I kept telling him no because you wanted somebody that would edit. I just hate editing, so I was like,
That's how I should
I
have
was
came in.
like-
Now that I'm thinking back to it, I said I should have just put my foot down.
Yeah.
Instead of only filming.
You're in too deep now.
Way too deep.
Yeah, that's crazy.
but it was like a year later that you were like, yo, can you just come and help me on a shoot? I was like, yeah.
What was that first shoot?
Oh, a funeral. Our first shoot together was a
Oh
funeral.
God.
Was it?
2-day funeral for 4 hours each day.
Oh, the
police
cops.
officer.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Oh,
it was a big
yeah.
funeral.
Yeah, we shot on red.
They had a budget.
we shot the funeral on red.
Yeah.
On red too.
Whoa.
That was crazy. So I kind of wanted to touch base. Like, so you went to film school, right?
Sadly.
Sadly.
Oh, so how do you feel?
What's your overall
About-
take on
yeah.
film school?
If you want to go to college, do it for something that you actually are going to be using in the future. And if you actually like want to get a college degree, make worth of it. I went to get a film degree because I hated college, I hated school, I hated everything. Didn't even see a point in getting a bachelor's degree because, wait, no, I got a bachelor's degree.
You did get a bachelor's degree.
Wait, no, it was the one under that.
Associates.
Associates, yeah. Like Middlesex. Like I went to Middlesex, couldn't even get through orientation. I hated it. So I was just like, as long as I can get a bachelor's degree somehow, and I don't know, film school and the way I did it just it worked out for me.
So what are some like positive things that you took out of film school?
What was the biggest lesson you learned? Just one.
I mean, all right, within the aspect of actual, like, because depends on what kind of film school you go to, but mine was not hands-on, so it's not like they were teaching me on like a film set how to like light and everything. So that was more like on me to show the professor I knew what I was doing. But outside of that, I would say the only thing I could really take from college is like storyboarding, script writing, all like the written aspects of filmmaking. I got all that from college.
And what do you think you could learn that you learned on set that you didn't learn on like at film
Everything
school?
hands-on, camera-wise.
Like actually doing the job.
Yeah, like lighting a set. I mean, just we've worked with so many cameras since I've started working with you. It's like now I know the ins and outs of all these different cameras.
Yeah.
I know all this lighting. And
And
just-
you know like the specifics of like in each individual camera too. Like
Exactly.
between like different log profiles.
That's really what it takes. I mean, when I first I was shooting on Sony always, so coming here was definitely not
Not
anything Sony.
And editing on Premiere.
And editing on Premiere. So, but definitely you gotta be on set. You gotta put yourself in those situations, or else you're never gonna know how to.
Yeah, you got to take it into your own hands to like learn the cameras and learn what each thing does and what each little piece of like, because like even just like bit rates, if you fuck up like bit rate or like resolution, you know what I mean? Like, there's been times where we accidentally shot on 420 8-bit by accident. You know what I mean? Like, yeah,
It's always better to just say like, hey, I don't really know what's going on with this
And then
camera right
learn,
now.
and then know what you're
They're
taking from it.
complicated things. You
They're
know what I
very
mean?
complicated.
And especially when things are moving fast and Joe's just like, do this real quick. Like the first time you ever touched the camera and Joe's like 422 10-bit. And you're like, what?
Whoa.
What are all these numbers coming in?
Yeah, we sound like we're talking military when we're just like, oh, what's your aperture, white balance and shit like that.
I feel like people definitely listen to our conversations sometimes and think
Yeah,
that.
they probably do a little Googling after.
But it's crazy because before I started working here, like my camera language was not that good. Like, because I wasn't talking to anyone that had camera language. I was just saying it myself and coming up with things on my own.
Yeah, now we're camera speeding, we're freaking,
Yeah.
we're
Oh.
striking,
I feel like too though, like
we're horse cocking.
just between me
I
and
knew
Joe.
it. I knew he was gonna say it, dude. It was in my head, and I'm like, I'm definitely not saying
He
it.
said it.
He said it.
I would say within the film turns too, like between me and Joe, like there's been times where like he says something, I'm like, oh really? And then I say something, and then
Yeah.
it just
We're always
we've
learning
grown
from
our
each other.
vocabulary just like within being on set with each other.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I feel like it's good to have people like we're all pushing each other to create better stuff. Like, you know what I mean? And I feel like just getting into like a workflow, because I feel like right now, like us three plus maybe John, hopefully Benny, like we have a real good routine when we get onto set. We all know like what's going on. We got John's favorite light. Shout out to 600D. Shout out John. But no, I feel like we get into like a good workflow with things.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely now. I wish we can do that Miami shoot over again.
Yeah.
Kind of being where like I grew to
Correctly.
in this. Because I just feel like,
You would have had a lot more to contribute.
yeah, and it would have been like a 3-headed horse almost. Like, it was like, I feel like it was kind of just, I don't know, I was just there. And
We
it
did a good job on it for like
Yeah.
where we were then. That was
Yeah.
think about it, that was last
Yeah.
year.
I just knew like the next time we're in a situation like that, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna be behind the camera. That's all I was worried about. Like editing, I was obviously already doing that because said I could do it. But filming was where I was like,
Do you remember that shoot? You were my right hand man for that. That shit was crazy.
Yeah,
Definitely.
that shoot, it seemed like we knew what we were all going into, but then when we actually started the day, throughout the day, it kind of just fell apart. But we got it done. It
We
didn't
were
fall
all-
Clients
apart.
loved us.
we
Yeah.
were all prepared. Like we were prepared. It was a lot of like, that was the first
Logistics.
time we really learned about waiting and like
We didn't have a producer, so
Dealing
we
with-
produced the whole thing. It's not like we
Yeah.
had call times. I was producing it, I was directing.
kind of just people looking over our shoulders, making sure.
That it looks good.
Yeah,
They-
I was on that one.
yeah.
I was on the one camera, and then it was like
Alex
you
on
were
the
there
other.
directing, producing, and then Alex was on the other, and it was really just you telling Alex what to do, him doing
Yeah.
it, and then you'd make sure.
For
you were like, JT
shout out
got
for
that?
Firm
Oh,
was a good
shout out
support team.
Firm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Firm
yeah.
support,
Yeah.
yeah.
I was staying with JT the whole time because I was like,
Yeah.
anything JT needs with the camera, like I'm there with it. You need me to move it, like just as long as someone sees the camera in my
Yeah.
hands.
That was probably the biggest shoot that we've had thus far, just in terms of like crew size and like talent size. And that shit scared the shit out of me, honestly.
That was the most like surreal.
There's a lot of people.
Remember just like packing the office before that, like pelicans
After, like, a week
everywhere.
straight, 'cause
Yeah.
I
I was
flew down with
scared.
all the gear.
And that's
it was-
like a TP just started. I was like, yo, we're going to Miami. You
Oh
down?
yeah. If I didn't go to that trip, I probably wouldn't be here right now because I probably would have been like, yeah, not worth it.
Not worth it.
But definitely worth it. I mean, I still remember being in that little pickup truck on the way. to
Oh,
get
we
the
were
gear,
sagging.
and I'm back there like this. Phone's kind of dead. Like I'm hungry, just thinking like,
Got the best
we're
pizza
not
ever.
getting to the hotel until like late tonight. Like trying to justify like what you're getting and how much you're there for.
And TP doesn't even know us.
Yeah.
Barely know anyone except Firm, which in reality, like I knew Firm through like social media and meeting each other like here and there.
But it's just like a random. Yeah.
At basketball games and stuff. So, yeah, when Fern put me in, he took a chance because
He's like, first he got me in the fucking field shooting this bullshit, and now he's taking me to Miami, and
dude, crazy.
that is crazy. But let's segue here.
Yeah. So, well, we could kind of bring it to today. We literally just shot a commercial on Sunday,
Oh yeah,
and that was
solid.
honestly, I would say those were the best actors
Yeah.
we've ever worked with. Like honestly, like beforehand, I was a little skeptical because we don't know anyone.
Yeah,
But
they came prepared.
as soon as they started going, I was like, oh, like I really feel like they're acting right now.
Yeah, and I think I'm gonna reach out to Bill to do our commercial for like walking up at the Oinkamoo commercial that we're gonna do.
Oh, I think he'd be
That'd be
great.
perfect.
He was actually really funny.
Yeah,
Like
and easy to work with.
I saw him kind of limping at first. That's why I felt bad
Yeah,
that he was doing all the running.
Yeah. We saw him limping and we just said, all right, you got to run down the street.
All right, dude, you got to run like a couple miles now.
yeah. For like being on set with us, what's like one key piece of advice you would tell somebody, or like just like an advice you would tell someone to be ready if they're going to be a production assistant or trying to help us out on set? Because I feel like we always have like different PAs, we always have people doing different things. But is there like anything that you would want to relate to like just people that are stepping onto a new set with like a new crew?
Teamwork. I
Teamwork?
would just say, like, if you're new on a set or you're going on a set for the first time or anything, if you're the new guy, just in general, if you're the first time on set, just make sure, just always be prepared, always be there for somebody. Don't be on the corner on your phone. Don't be looking off. Don't be getting lost anywhere. Just always be on it that first time because so many opportunities can come. And if you mess up the first time, you're just gone.
Yeah.
There's
It's
nobody's
easy-
going to want to come get you back.
It's easy to like get onto a set and you don't really know anything. You're quiet. You're not really asking anything. You're almost waiting for someone to tell you what to do, and then when they tell you what to do, you don't really know.
what to
Exactly, because you're waiting. You're like setting yourself up for
Yeah.
failure.
It's
You're waiting
best
for
to,
somebody
like-
to tell you what to do,
Yeah.
and then you're like, oh, I don't know how to do that.
Yeah, like have an idea of like what they're gonna
Ask
what,
you to do.
what they're doing in the first place is probably a good thing to know, but like every PA I feel like is gonna be given like different duties. Some are just
Just like getting coffee.
some are
or,
just
like-
gonna be
yeah.
getting coffee, like just chilling out.
Yeah,
Like,
and even if you went to
That's
film college and you're after
Yeah.
it, you're 4 years, hundreds of thousands in debt, and you're getting that coffee for the director or whatever, just be on it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Make sure you
Be
get the
on
right
it.
fucking coffee.
yeah, come back, come right back. Hey, do you need anything else?
Exactly.
Like, can I do anything? Can I stand here and watch what
Yeah.
you're doing?
What do you need me to do? Yeah, always be proactive, I would say.
Yeah,
definitely.
That's like the biggest part because you can not know anything of what you're doing and want to get into it, but as long as you are there and being proactive,
Yeah.
that's all I would care about. Like, I'd rather
Yeah.
have somebody that's trying actively hard to do what they can do, even if they don't know anything, rather than somebody that knows everything and just on the phone the whole time.
Yeah, I always felt like
that's no help.
like the sixth man on the bench. Like always, I was ready.
Yeah.
Like I remember a day someone put down the camera and I was like, they're like, oh man, I wish you were doing this, and I was like, okay.
Yeah.
But, yeah. So
Oh,
yeah, I wasn't gonna
we'll
get
bleep
into
that out.
specifics.
Oh, sorry.
But yeah, no, I was like, oh yeah, like this is it.
This
No
is
looking
it.
back.
No looking back. And now Alex is just gone.
So I tried not saying the client or the person's name.
Joe
Joe goes ahead and dishes it all
I'm
out,
sorry.
but that's Joe.
But JT, I get you're professional and all, but but all right. So that's where I kind of want to segue. So being such like a young person, how do you like talk to these big clients and like represent yourself as like being professional? Because I feel like a lot of younger people they're not taken as seriously when a client comes to them.
Yeah, I don't know, if you're just those type of clients wouldn't even come to you if you were unprofessional though.
Yeah.
So right from the start is just confidence. I feel like because your work says it all, and like what
It doesn't matter what age you are.
Yeah, and if they're hitting you up, they're hitting you up for a reason. It's not like they found you somewhere and they're just like, oh, this kid's young, let's give him a chance. No, they want a good product. Me being young, half the time people don't even know how old I am. So they ask, and then they find out that I'm not like 25, I'm
Yeah.
21, and they're like, oh, okay. But nothing changes though, because it's still delivering the same thing.
Yeah.
Everything's staying consistent.
It's how you carry yourself.
Yeah.
Really?
You know what I mean? Like, you just represent your company the way you want to represent it. And they're obviously reaching out to you for a certain reason.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
That was a good clippable.
Boom.
All right, let's transition into gear. JT, you're one of the biggest gear heads I know.
After you.
So, what goes in your mind for a purchasing decision? If someone wants to buy the next piece of camera gear, but they're not sure of it, like what would you say would be like, all right, yeah, you should definitely get that piece of gear?
It depends on the project. If you're gonna buy gear, make it worth all right. There's all these millions of YouTubers out there that are just buying camera gears, doing reviews on it, and then returning it. They don't own all those cameras, so people look at the aspect of like, oh, I need all these cameras because everybody else has them, but in reality, you're just gonna go broke because you have nothing to work with that. So, depending on the project, I would buy the gear depending what you need it for, and then as you go with it, just make sure you can pay it off. I wouldn't even buy gear unless you have the money though.
Yeah,
Like,
I was going to say that. Like, if you're going to do it, just go all in and get it. And just,
You make sure you
Either-
have the money for it first.
yeah, either rent it, or if you're gonna be using it like for a month straight
Yeah.
and you don't have the money for it right away, you know you're gonna get that money. So, and if God forbid something happens, just work your ass off and get that money.
Yeah,
At the end of the
exactly.
day, you can't be sitting there in debt after buying like gear and then going, oh, I wish I had all this money, but you're the one sitting on the couch doing nothing.
Yeah.
So work it off, get the money.
and don't get something because someone else has it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Or because you saw one shot and you think it's going to be cool. Like, I mean, I remember I got like a cine lens and I'm like, yeah, this is not an everyday lens. Like, this is like a setup, one shot, person stand still, please, because I can't capture focus with this thing all day. Like, but I use it.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like, yeah, I probably could have just took that money from there
Put it into
and just got a lens that I knew was going to work best.
Yeah. What do you think of like all these YouTubers? Like I feel like every single day there's a product dropped or there's something new coming out.
Yeah.
And I mean, for me even, it's hard not to like buy anything. You know how I just buy whatever.
Like that FOMO stuff. Like,
Yeah.
I need it.
a perfect example
Like,
happened
yeah.
the other day.
What happened?
We shot that wedding, and then your gimbal literally just shut off.
Oh yeah, mid.
And that's the newest one. I have the
Oh,
we
it was
have
the
the
new
older
one that shut?
We have the older one, and it wouldn't even let you use
Yeah, it
gimbal
was
if it
unbalanced.
wasn't off-centered. He used it for like 2 hours beforehand, and then it just died midway through.
Yeah.
So like,
Yeah.
And then people claim it's the best gimbal in the world.
you needed gear though. Like you need multiple gimbals, so
Yeah.
you justified it. But like, there's people out there that are selling it right away, dumping like $300, $400 more to upgrade. But like, what's the
Definitely.
difference?
What is
Yeah.
the difference?
There's
Not
probably no
much.
difference.
Not much.
Yeah. Is there anything?
So I think let's dip into like content because I feel like out of all of us here, like you're posting the most like
Surreal shit.
yeah, I was just gonna say just consistency almost. Like you post every week of something. Try to, but like
Daily even maybe.
whether it's like a cool shot or you're always keeping consistent with that. How do you just feel about that part? Is it like, do you struggle at times to push yourself to post, or you just
Or do you like posting?
do you just not think twice about it?
I mean, all right. So I do all these things that I think are really cool. Instagram probably doesn't feel the same because the views never add up, the likes never add up. Like the algorithms on all these social media platforms suck. They're all terrible. They'll never get the engagement of your actual followers. So I don't know. I just post whatever I think is cool because at the end of the day, the stuff I'm posting isn't gonna make it like onto my website, onto my reel, and it's just gonna sit on a hard drive for the next 5-10 years. So it's like I might as well post it, let people see it. I'm happy that it's up there. It's somewhere that I can show. And I mean, I meet a lot of clients through Instagram too. So it's like that's the first thing they see from me. And then if they want to see more, website, and then that's a totally different area of content. Like that's different stuff I'm posting. But
you've had a couple clips go fucking pretty viral. Not like viral, but like thousands of like views.
I just algorithm. It just hits.
It just hits
I
random.
feel like
hit,
it's
and
just
then it'll
like, you know
go,
what I
and then-
mean? It's kind of random.
We had one that hit 10K where it was just you guys just with money in the air for like 2 seconds. Like,
No
what?
sense.
That's probably what was it. It was money in the air.
Yeah.
People like that. Fuck, I was gonna say something.
Like what kind of content are you consuming right now? Like what are you watching? Is there like any the people particularly that are like inspiring you right now?
No, I don't know.
JT's like, I just look in the
No
mirror
Cam
every
Mackey?
morning and I'm inspired.
Cam Mackey's cool. He's got some cool stuff. I mean,
Yeah.
honestly, on Instagram, I really just follow just a lot of photographers.
Mm.
I still enjoy going on Instagram and seeing like crazy photos from like Iceland or like wherever. I think that's cool. And then like all these videographers on Instagram, they like post like once a month, and it's just like a clip from a commercial, or it's the whole commercial in general. So it's like, I think that's cool, but I don't see that on the daily. So when I do
Yeah.
see it, I'm like, oh, this is sick.
I feel like if I was a photographer, I would post so much more.
Because it's just one still. Right?
Because I wouldn't be as in my head, oh, should I post a clip? But then they're just not going to know the whole thing to it. And then I got to post, I'm just not going to post anything. But like a picture, it's just like taking my best picture, putting that thing up. Don't even need to do anything crazy.
That's how it should be.
Yeah.
But also like in reality, all like your Instagram could be hundreds of photos that you've taken throughout like the year. I don't know, like you go shoot one day, you can get like 100 photos that day. One of those photos will make your website for your portfolio. 99 are going to be left over, so you might as well take those 99 photos, start posting here and there, and just of the ones that were like
Exactly.
runners up for your portfolio.
Yeah. That's what I tell people all the time. Like, if they're trying to run an account, it's like, you can post shit from a while back. Like, a lot of people didn't see that first post or see that first picture you put up.
And you get new followers every day.
Yeah. You mentioned your reel. Like, I know you make a yearly reel.
Yeah.
Is there like for maybe someone that's trying to do that, is there a strategy you go about making a reel? Because you can just like put all your best clips together, but are you trying to like story tell within it?
I really just I made 2 reels last year because I was pretty indecisive, because one was more like commercial aspect and one was like just like action sports, traveling. So like I would say my work in general is just very spread out. So I decided, screw it, I'm not going to even try to tie these together. Here's this reel, depending on the client, look at them. But I don't know, I left a bunch of stuff out. Like there's some things that I shoot, no hate on those clients, but it's just not something that I would put into my like reel for the future. Like I don't want to be like this. I only want to shoot this. No.
Yeah.
So pretty much for a reel, I would just put everything together, or make like a folder of everything you shot that year. Take out the projects you don't want, keep the projects you like, and then a few clips of each.
Yeah.
And only put clients that you want to work with. Don't put clients that you were looking to get more of. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And even if you get a client that like comes to you for one of the things you didn't promote, like you can still be like, hey, I have work
exactly,
of
because
this.
you made the video or you made the
Exactly.
like, or you took the photos for that client, even though it's not even posted on your website, not posted anywhere. You can tell the client, yeah, I shot something like that, and then you send them that project.
Yeah. How are you staying so consistent, just like in shooting and like just doing this daily? Because you're on a grind. You travel probably like at least once a month. You're taking commercial shoots. I think a lot of people, especially your age, aren't willing to put that dedication. Like what's like fueling that? And like how are you staying so consistent without burning out? Or you might be burned out. I don't know.
I just hate sitting around, hate not doing anything. And if I'm doing something and I don't have any gain out of it, like sometimes there's like you do things for pleasure. Like if I like go and like, I don't know, go on a trip, whatever, but like just pleasure, like going on a trip and whatnot. But otherwise, like I want to just make the most of everything. Like I'm young and everything. Everybody my age is still in college.
It's crazy.
They're seniors in college with hundreds of $1,000s in debt, unless you have trust funds. Lucky you guys. But
For real.
that's another thing. No trust fund. I want to build my money. I want to work and enjoy the work I do now, because I'm happy doing this. I'd rather be working and enjoying everything that I do, rather than being 40, 50 years old, retired after 20 years of hating my life just because I have money then. I'd rather just be in it, working and enjoying everything, and just keep it going.
Yeah.
Clip that.
Yeah. So yeah, and you do a great job shooting for fun too. I feel like out of everyone here, you're the one that goes out, brings your camera with your girlfriend, and goes out and actually like shoots for fun. Like you might do that too. I don't know, but I really don't shoot for fun. How do you?
I do. I just keep stuff. I do, man. I do.
I just don't
JT's not the only
just
one
don't post
out
my
here
girl.
shooting for fun, man.
Yeah.
No, JT definitely does it more than me. I do it though. I mean, like I made like a French wine commercial at my house one day because it was just nice in my backyard.
Yeah.
So I shot it like that. But you're more like out and about with your camera. I look at that more as like trying to take some time off. Like,
Yeah. That's like, I take my time off, but then I also just like, I always just like doing.
But you had a camera with you from when you were younger.
Exactly.
Yeah, you
Like
always-
I picked a camera up more when it was like, I'm trying to find what I'm trying to do in my life.
Yeah.
Yours was more of like,
transferred into it.
this is, yeah, exactly.
All right. So let's wrap up with we're gonna do
Some rapid fire.
rapid fire.
Yeah. We're done asking that question of like, what advice would you tell your older self?
No, we are. We're gonna do that.
No,
together.
but we can't word it like that anymore.
All right, JT.
He always
All right,
asks
let
the
me ask you
question
this
of
question.
like,
Let me ask you-
hold on,
Let me-
I need to
let me
say
ask
it
you. Let me
every time we ask someone this, they're like, what?
Let me ask you.
Ask him.
What's one piece of advice you would give your younger self?
Younger?
That makes more.
And what's
sense.
one piece of advice you would give your older self?
How does that make any sense?
So like, what's something you would
How
tell
can you
yourself?
give your older self a piece of advice?
Just be like, because what would you? All right, so if you were a kid,
You would just say.
when you were a kid,
I
what
would.
would you
I
tell
would.
yourself?
I would just start wording it as like, what's something you would
The
tell your
younger self I
younger
can
self,
understand,
and what's
yeah.
something you
Older
would
self
tell
I'm
your
confused about.
older self. You can tell something
If I,
your
have to
older.
give if I have to give my older self advice, I did something wrong. Because I'm going to be upset with
My
my older self in the past 20
struggling
years.
right now. Get your shit together.
Yeah.
No,
So-
I should be like, what's one thing you would tell your younger self and one thing you would tell your older self?
My younger self, I would tell just to keep at it, keep what I was doing. Because there was times when I was doing it that I picked up a camera for fun. I didn't know where it would take me, and I didn't think at all I would stick with it for this long. So, yeah, just keep up with it if I was my younger self. Older,
Hope you're chilling.
yeah, I hope you're good. I hope
Yeah.
my older self is chilling. I
Hope
hope
all the
my
hard
older
work
self
paid off. Yeah.
I hope my older self is keeping at it as well. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
All right, rapid fire
Feel that.
time.
Starting
All right,
off.
you want me to go first?
Yeah.
All right, Fuji or Sony?
Fuji.
Favorite movie?
Dazed and Confused.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
That would be. I could have guessed that for him. I feel like.
I thought he was gonna say Lords of Dogtown.
No. Hell no.
Surfs Up.
Johnny Tsunami.
All right. Joey, answer your question.
All right, I'm trying to think now.
Favorite place you visited?
Hawaii.
Patagonia, North Face.
Patagonia.
That was so quick. What's the wedding fit consist of?
Varies. It really varies after our last wedding. I'm so
Your
lost.
ideal, your wedding fit. Give us your favorite wedding fit. Wedding photographer fit.
All right, explain the wedding though.
All right, let's say we're going to.
Hold on. Would you rather shoot photos or video for a wedding?
Video. Not edit though.
We're going
I'd
to.
rather edit photos from a wedding. And I'd rather edit photos from a wedding, and I'd rather shoot the video at the wedding.
The Palace.
The Palace. Jeans. These black jeans.
Those ones right there.
Dress boots.
Dress boots.
Dress shirt.
Dress shirt.
Easy.
Easy.
Blacked out.
Untucked. Don't talk.
Don't talk.
No talk.
I'm no talk.
Damn.
Hashtag no talk.
I talk.
You talk. I talk.
I
Well,
talk.
depends what shirt you're wearing,
Joe
too.
wears a whole suit sometimes.
Oh, I was wearing it at the wedding. My perfect wedding fit.
Yeah, the suit came off.
Oh,
real
he
quick.
wore it again,
That came
I
off
wears
real
the one I
quick
want.
though.
even though it was a backyard wedding.
Yeah, JT fucking had me in the slums, just fucking.
slums.
It didn't look too slumish.
Oh, it was slummish.
It
I
was
wouldn't
just
say
muddy.
the slums. I would just say the country.
Oh.
Like, I mean,
They were pouring diesel gas in the fire.
they were.
But that's more like country.
That's like
like-
redneck. Like,
Where I feel like where we went to was more of the slums.
yeah.
We're gonna keep.
We'll talk about that later. You got the next question?
I don't think so.
Small rig or tilta?
Small rig. I mean, neither if I chose, but
Favorite piece of equipment?
my camera,
Favorite focal length?
35.
I don't know, dude. I feel like we asked so many.
Bang or Red Bull?
Red Bull.
Yeah, what?
Don't even come in here with the bag.
You ever seen the Bang CEO?
Bangs.
Dude, we gotta put a picture up. Maybe even run a full Instagram video of this guy. I remember seeing him one time and I'm like, he looks like he just like bathes in Bang.
Which is dangerous.
And then he just wakes up and he's like, Bang.
What's your question?
Oh, dude. What else could we ask the guy?
We can ask him everything.
Oh, man.
Benny, you have any questions? Give us a couple questions, Benny.
Yeah, Benny.
Black hats or beanies?
Beanie.
You got the flat cap. You got the Arc'teryx.
Yeah.
Ooh, all right,
Beanie.
fine. He's claiming Beanie Gang.
Favorite, any Joe moment that sticks out to you?
Austria in a hole.
That's a whole.
We won't go into details with it, but Austria.
I know Joe turns up.
I turn up sometimes.
Sometimes.
And when you do,
And when you do,
it's all
that's
the way
the favorite
up.
moment.
Yeah, look at this guy.
Oh shit!
This is nice, though.
I like this.
This is cool.
Yeah, the podcast is mellow. Well, that about wraps it up. We got JT Serrao. Follow him at JT Serrao, JT Serrao Studio. You got anything you're pushing right now?
Nope. Just that. You did it all.
And some P. We'll see you at the next.
Hold on. In the comments, how do we feel about Joe's mic stand?
Is it nice?
Yeah, let
Is
us
it too
know.
big?
Is it girthy?
All right, we're gonna end it there.
Yeah, just got.
All right,
Till next time.
until next time.
Peace.
Peace.